Welcome back, geese and ganders. Today we are playing more Conquest Dark. Last time we were a human barbarian, and with 2 axes. Band of the Lion. As a barbarian, slay enemies to gain faction experience. Bonuses apply to all classes. So that just gives us extra damage for all of our characters. Soul Attract uses those red things I picked up. 10% increased enemy damage, 50% enemy health per tier. Beneath the Searing Sun, the Forsaken Desert Pass echoes with the hushed footsteps of a bygone era, where ancient caravans once sought refuge in the relentless heat. In the quiet corners, something stirs, patiently waiting for an unwitting passerby. Alright, let's do it. You look great. Sarah, the human barbarian. And you are good at stargazing. Now, hit the conveniently placed skeleton with all the weapons in it. Alright, last time we did the Ravager's Axe, 2x, so let's go with the two-handed sword and see how this works. Okay, so last time we learned how important the movement charges are, and the wonderful leap. But also, it's a two-handed weapon. I want attack reach, and that's going to help everything. The movement charges, though, I can use at the beginning to close distance between me and enemy groups, therefore make sure I'm getting as much experience as possible. Last time we did... okay. Throwing weapons. Let's try throwing weapons. Every time I hit people, I see axes flying out. Attack speed is always great, as you know, and a power ability would increase the axe toss. Okay, so looking at everything, I'm going to go with attack speed. Remember, that means every 100 swings I get an extra 7 attacks, which doesn't seem much right now, but that starts building up. And remember, attack speed is also how I get my energy, the stat that I use in order to throw the axes. Berserker Rage always is interesting, but then I see increased per life lost. Lives as in the 10 health bars, or does that mean life as in the health that everybody's trying to knock away? Let's take attack arc for now. Let's see what these guys have in store for me. I can feel the attack range already paying for itself. It's subtle, but it feels a lot more safe. Savage's Harness, primary attack, or all damage. No, attack reach and primary ability damage. Alright, we have sword, we'll swing. I only have 2 primordial runes, so let's take the critical hit chance. Now that's the critical hit for our main weapon. It feels a lot more comfortable. Every 1 second, deal primal damage up to 3 nearby injured enemies. So does that mean that every time I hit somebody but they don't die? Okay, alright. I don't know who this person is that's getting up and just fighting a whole bunch of undead, but more power to them if they're willing to jump into this fray. Why don't the summoners give you items before you enter the combat arena? Okay. So far, things are going swimmingly. I just took down a gentleman with 5 health bars in just 2 swipes, so I know we're doing extra damage. I see resilience, but that depends on us getting hit This allows us to hit more enemies and not be hit. So again, we're going for range. We'll try this execute. Oh, can crit. Okay. Well, I guess we'll crit. More experience for an experience orb or healing soul. Let's go with the experience orb. We're still early in the run, and this run looks to be a little longer than the other ones. For loincloth, I always love primary attack and critical hit chance. I'm not as interested in the soul. The resistances are the same. Let's go with primary ability damage. There we are. Now we're swinging for thousands of our normal attack. That's quite an upgrade. Yeah. Okay, looking at the three of these, critical hit chance is automatic. What I'm wondering is, do I want plus 20% damage? 50% reduced bleed rate, which only matters after I lose my first health bar, or more healing souls. Let's take more damage. Are we not barbarians? I like that the axes just go flying everywhere. I wonder how it would be if I had the dual axes and I had chosen that weapon, since they generate more energy. One of the things to really pay attention to with the sword is we're getting a balance of attack speed and damage in addition to range, versus the two axes that we had, where it attacked faster and generated a lot more energy, but the weapons themselves did not seem to be as strong as they could have been. Get some more movement. So the double axes, as chaotically as it may seem, it sounds like they're going to be better for casting-like builds. Alright, I don't know what block is, but I'm guessing it's reduced damage. Or is that 2.5% chance of blocking all damage? Let's go with 10% more damage. Now we're swinging for 2000s. I don't know exactly what it scales off of, but apparently we're doing pretty well. I'll have to take a look at the character screen to better understand what we are dealing with, but we'll do that after this fight. Woo! Alright, I do have 3 dashes. I'm glad I grabbed that when I did. Especially since there are enemies that just dodge the massive swing of my sword that I'm doing. Okay. Could use some more range. Here's that leap. And then it does extra damage. But it's just so powerful, I can't not take the squish power. Look at that. Look at that. That's just fun. Again, I have to make Mario music because it's just funny. Oh no, it's Scorchio. I don't. Do they call him that because he's just on fire? And he summons flame spirits, but mostly because he's on fire. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some hit and run. Since the bosses freeze the timer, but they don't freeze the enemies spawning, bosses can be a good place for you to shore up some of the weaknesses in your build without being in too much danger. Remember, after tier 1 comes tier 2, and on this map, each tier is going to increase enemy life by 50%. Alright, Scorchio doesn't look like he's doing all that too much. So we'll just use our 3 charges to go a little further. Alright, damage, and then away. Always using 2 charges, maybe 3, if there's a long line of guys like this. 1, 2, and then I want to get out. Okay, so that was worth it. It's also useful to continue to circle around in this arena. Here we are. Perfect. Smack. Just jump on it. Okay. Alright, yeah. Movement speed, movement speed, movement speed. I'll take power ability damage? That's to my axes. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't really regenerate, but I'm not feeling the need for it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Things have definitely stepped up. Now, does the execute only work if I have a two-handed axe? Alright, attack speed, yes. I'm wondering because I'm not seeing damage numbers coming up from there. Okay, never mind. It looks like they do. They just have to be close enough. Is that it? We'll just turn away. The execute's not doing what it thought it was going to do. And bounce. I almost lost a life there. I just did. Now I'm dealing with 1% extra bleed every single second, I believe. Looks like that regeneration is something that I should be interested in. Also looks like I should have cleared enemies out instead of panic dodging. And squish. Got it. It's more of a panic button, really. Look at all those enemies! Now they're gone. Great. Oh no, I lost another life. Alright, 2%. We can still do this. Let's see. Attack speed, always. Well, not always, but attack speed is great. Ugh! I don't like that person. Oh no! I died a third time! Get out of here! I really want my move counters to increase. I'm doing enough damage. Projectile split. Yes. Let's see, loot fragment. Attack range. You can see how far away we're hitting people now. They're all medium armor. Resistances are the same. Piercing resistance, bonus health, and healing. Okay, we'll do this. Bonus health, healing, especially on a map where I'm actively bleeding right now, and I'm still on tier 2. Okay, and squish over there, and we're great. Still swinging at enemies. We'll just go over to the side before jumping into the center, and then jumping away. By gathering everybody over to the center, it moves them away from the sides, and if they're away from the sides, that means that they can't stop me when I jump back towards the center and clear them out. It's a great way of keeping myself from being overwhelmed and attacking enemies at the same time. 1, 2. Now that was a little bit more dangerous because I didn't have the time to recharge all of my dashes. Squish, squash. And there are some enemies that have a lot of health that are floating around right there. Alright. Attack reach. Let's do this. You know, the Berserker Rage might actually be useful. If it gives me 0.25 attack speed per life lost, that's an extra 10% attack speed right now. And that's not the only thing. I believe it also increases the amount of damage I take. Oof, that was not good. There were just enemies on the side of me. Oh, yeah, I don't want to fight super fast looking guys. Alright. 1, 2. I did not have a 3. Good thing I've got this barrier. Whoa, barrier. Excuse you, sir. Oof. Okay. Ow. Looks like we just need some healing. While I identify... This is just like the last boss that we fought. Uh-oh. Am I about to die? No. Okay. So bleeding gets you all the way down, but does not kill you. What I do need to do is find more healing. I'm not regenerating. For that, I'm going to wait until I have 3 charges. I'm gonna dodge, jump, and then out. And hope that there's some kind of healing in there. If there isn't... okay. Here we go. 3. 1, 2, 3. They're still at 10. 10 health bars. Whoa! Excuse you, good sir. I did not approve of you doing this. And I'm out. And I'm back in. Okay. Those guys aren't that dangerous. Oof. Absorbed. I tell you, this barrier is clutch. Pretty darn clutch right now. Being able to have double my HP for a short amount of time. Yes, please. Whoa, almost jumped right onto that ball. So we've got hug and ugh. Mood. Tag yourself. Are you feeling more hug or more ugh today? Hug or ugh? Yeah, I guess that's the way it's supposed to do it. But I've always heard ugh as, well, ugh. I'm still bleeding. Taking 5 damage per second. That's not great. Especially since we're paused at 5. It looks like I'm going to have to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm not getting the healing that I had hoped I would be getting. So we'll just squish in a little bit just to clear out some enemies. Whoa! I thought I had another charge. I do not. Okay. Let's not die, and let's recharge our barrier. Would have really liked to have that whirlwind power right now. The one that has the sword spinning around. We're still doing decent damage. It's just the fact that, because I played poorly... Oh no, I died! I lost an entire life! Ah! Now the bleeding's even worse. Okay. We might not make our way through this one, guys. But if we were going to, I'm going to be right next to it. This suddenly makes a lot more sense. Yes. I feel the speed. I feel it attacking faster. Yep, let's just do this. There's a place right next to them where it's safe. Now let's back away. Jump before that one gets to us. Let's get some red orbs of healing. And also to recharge our movement power. So we can squish this, squish that, be right next to these guys as we swing. So we can jump in, jump out, walk away, jump in, just like that. Whoa! I died again. That sucks. Alas, poor me. Whoa. Okay. Alright, let's... Oh, jumped too close and didn't have an escape. Ow. Tale as old as time. Okay. Maybe we should just grab some levels. Oh, okay. Okay, game. Okay, I see what you're doing here. I do not appreciate it, Squish. I do not. No donuts. No, do not appreciate it. Squish, squash, squish, squish. Man, some kind of freaky skeleton thing that's bleeding out of its head attacking you. I mean, I know it's the main character, but it's also nightmare fuel. Whoa. I paid too close attention to what they were swinging at. Still no regrets about what movement power we got. No. Dancing away. Bounce. Alright. This should not be hard. It would be so much easier if I had more attack range, so I could attack these guys and be outside of their radius at... Well, outside of their normal attack radius and inside their spiked balls. Okay. Well, at least the game is kind enough to give you time to recoup. Sort of. Even though healing doesn't help me out that much. Alright, let's just go in. Second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder, a little bit worse. Yup. Jump, we'll hit there. Yup, I see you, you're swinging at me. I see where your things are. 1 health bar, that's great! I got too close. Whoa, dodge. Oh, I jumped right onto it. And it still didn't hurt me. This is wonderful. Huh. Squish. And movement ability damage. Yes. Seeing as how I have the best movement damage ability. Oh, phew. That was obnoxious. Guess the only thing we have left is Axe Toss and Projectile Split Chance. Hey, lucky for me. Permanent unlock and upgrade. Let's get Projectile Duration. That probably involves projectiles that go a certain distance or are only alive for a certain amount of time. Okay, and... Okay, now we've got a bunch of guys in armor. Look at this! There's just literally a crowd of slow-walking people. Hey man, do you think we should walk faster? Those people look like they're lightly jogging. No, I don't want to do that. You see all this heavy armor? This is... Or these ladies who are wearing pauldrons and bikini bottoms. Those aren't guys in armor suits. That's alternative beachwear. Alright, we're just... So, what's your perfect Sunday, guys? How are you doing today? You feeling pretty alright? Oh, this guy knows what's up. Oh, they're just jumping at me. Hey, I can do that too. Class mastery. Alright, do I want attack speed or reach? Attack speed, healing. We'll go with reach just because it's a little bit safer right now, in theory. I'm worried about how quickly or not quickly I'm moving. Oh, look at that guy. I can't... He's running. Smash. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, why'd I jump in the middle without having the second thing? 9 HP per second. Okay. All right. This is from the Frog Tribe. Oh, my gosh. This is... Well, first loss. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen here. I'm glad that I have the attack reach, so I can still hit these guys while kiting them. Definitely going to need to build up my dash charges so I don't die. Even though I'm doing lots of damage, I don't seem to be doing enough damage. Got 2 hits. 1, 2, 3. Was it worth it? No, it was not. Okay, all right. And now that we're done here, that crowd just stands there. Enhance armor. Okay, I can enhance armor. Altar of Brutality unlocked. And a couple of runes. I've discovered an obelisk. Place shards inside of the obelisk to improve corruption. Okay, so they're modifiers. That's for critical hit damage. This is obelisk. Increase the influence of the Black Planet on the dark rituals by placing shards of the Black Planet onto the obelisk. 50% chance to an extra corrupted soul fragment on pickup. Gain an extra soul coin, but plus 25% enemy health per tier. That's not all that too different than other things that we are doing. I see that we have some coins, but I'm going to hold off on playing around with it yet. Let's try this other class, the Hunter. Okay, I don't know what lunar or solar are. Here's one. Human Hunter and resistance piercing chance. Great. I already have Hunter's Apprentice, but the projectile pierce is going to be nice. Reduced bleed rate. Barrier amount was really great, so maybe we'll stick with that. Slap him. Slap him harder. Yeah. Last time we went longbow, so let's go with the two-handed shortbow. Solar damage. I guess that's fire. At the beginning of these rounds, I really want to focus on getting extra experience as much as possible. It's also a good way to determine exactly how the weapon functions. Oh, a dodge charge. Those are amazing. Projectile amount. I'm going to invest in damage early on. I don't see myself needing to use a dodge charge in the short term. Ooh, power shot or energy cost 25. I like the ricochet shot. That blows through enemies. I'll try the power shot. I know we're doing solar. Okay. See, the game always starts off really slow. So I wish that this wave was a little bit more active. Maybe some kind of power boost faster, or an advanced amount of experience would also change the beginning of the game. Okay. I have attack speed and pierce. Great, now I have hiccups. Please hold. Okay, so we can basically see why I want to have that pierce on the bow. It attacks quickly. Ooh, projectile split chance. Yes. Primary attack. And that is bonus damage, so we'll take that. It's a bow for all times. The power shot I know I'm going to use later on when they all start mobbing you. Alright, faster attack speed means faster energy, which means more piercing, more damage. Probably going to save the increased critical hit for the piercing weapon, because arguably that's going to be hurting or hitting more people. What's this burst shot? Okay, solar. Doesn't generate energy, but it still seems to be good. Come on. Yeah. See, now we're starting to get into it. We needed that penetration. Okay. I don't know. Oh, she's already half dead. And she's gone. Resistances, power ability, and all damage. So this just increases the amount of damage that we do. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go with a critical hit chance for the piercing arrow. That way it can do more damage as we strike things in a line. Aimed shots, I do need a more projectile pierce. Arguably by the end I'm going to want that maxed out, and that affects everything. It affects my burst arrow, it affects my normal arrow, and it affects my piercing arrow. More loot. Critical hit chance and primary attack. Oh, sir, you shouldn't have. I didn't get anything for you. The problem with the short bow is I'm not allowed to just sit in the middle and just wait for everybody to come to me. It is timed. The time is ticking down. I know it's infinite once there's a boss, but I need to make sure that I'm strong enough to survive that boss. And remember, we did increase the difficulty by playing around with that obelisk. Attack arc? That's not needed. Attack force, maybe. We'll take extra experience. Extra experience orbs. Assuming that's what the green things are. Oh, no, we got the dodging. Looks like I'm going to need to start working on dodging abilities. Alright. Yep, dodge charge. Just in time. Whoa. Okay, so far she's going to be very survivable. We just need that movement up, and we need the dodge chance up. If I continue to shoot in this direction, there. Yeah, the piercing should work. Just have to manually control it a little bit. As you continue to play through these things, you need to constantly be looking around for danger that might be coming up. Some of these people that are coming, you will be able to see a... Oh, the Zulu. a dodge underneath their health bar. I'll point it out when I see it again. But remember, you're going to be shooting them with at least 2 shots, because the first one's going to be automatically dodged. Ooh, fire trap. What's this do? It drops a fire trap. And then it explodes. Does decent damage. Excuse you, sir. Okay, block does completely avoid damage. Good to know. Critical hit damage. I mean, look at this. They just want me to have all the damage. I could get a healing soul. I could do more damage all the time. Plus, it's got a +1. Oh. Chance to stun with primary damage? Yes. Is this for all abilities? Because that's an ability, that's an ability. Well, they're all abilities. So is that 10% for everything? I'll take this chance for a rare item, because that means people are dropping more of these shards. 10% chance to spawn more experience. Still, things are nice and slow. We're managing to deal with this. Enemies are exploding around me for reasons that I don't even know. Those are all great signs of a good survival-like game. Dodge. I actually did dodge. Oh, you can see a couple of those guys. They had that gray bar underneath them, saying that the first attack wouldn't work. Let's grab these 3 coins. Excuse me. Okay, this is tough, but I am going to go for the extra dodge charges. You don't know when you are going to get hit. Nobody plans on being hit. Alright, let's dodge through them. Drop an explosive in their way. It's not a leap. It's not a leap, but it's good enough. Alright, I see you, boss. You've got a shield. That means you can block things. And I'm just going to ignore you for a bit. I know you're there, but the timer has not paused. So even though you are there, I can kill you at my leisure. Right now, I just need to kill as many guys as possible to gain experience to make sure I can survive the boss. Okay, last time. Have health regen at 7%. That means I can go down to 3 lives and still have positive regeneration, I believe. I really do wish that... Whoa. Yeah, see, I'm down to... I used up 2 dodges right there. These guys, they sneak up on you. Okay, now we have some mages. That's good, but their bolts are so slow firing that I don't see why I care. Alright, everybody's health is beginning to scale. Let's get rid of all the ranged guys and grab our next item. That's pretty great movement speed. Okay. Actually get a healing soul. We might need it eventually. And with any survivor-like games, you're either killing things or making sure you're not killed. And killing things fast is a great way of ensuring you don't get killed. Do I want Pierce? Yes, I do. Now you can see it just blowing through enemies. That's great. Enemies that were in the back that were protected before are no longer. Yeah, I'll take chance to stun with primal damage. I don't think it does primal damage, but I'll take it. So there's 3 types of damage that we know of so far. Technically 4. Witch Smeller Mazawi? It looks like Mazawi. You look like a Mazawi to me, good sir. Okay, they definitely do not bleed. when they start losing health bars. And this gentleman looks like, or lady, looks like, nope, gentleman. Like he has these orbiting magic balls. So long as we're safe and we take our time, this guy's no problem. We can hurt him without him ever coming close to us. And we get to leave all these nice little traps. Oh, nice. So apparently these are considered projectiles, so every so often I drop 3. I don't think that there's a limit to the number I can have here, so... Why aren't I just loading up the entire thing with lots of traps? I can trust that they will be put to good use. Okay. Attack speed, because that's also my casting. That's how I get energy. Right, you need to go away. For every 10 attacks, I get an extra 3 attacks. That's just movement speed. Okay, we're just upgrading something. Just upgrading. Let's re-roll. Critical hit chance. I'll take an extra 5% critical hit chance. When they do hit, it is amazing. I'll take this just so that it's at 30% and it's a nice round even number. Now, a neat way to look at critical strike, like I said, there's 4 different types of damage. There's seems to be primal, lunar, solar, and critical. The reason why I have critical and I'm calling it a third, 1 second, critical hit chance, that I call it a 4th damage type is I believe that there's probably going to be some abilities that activate based on a critical hit, much like there are abilities that activate on solar or lunar hits. I don't need the attack arc, I don't believe. Does it work on arrows? Well, let's find out. Not necessarily seeing it, but I have to believe that it's there for some reason. Alright, again, we're just going to clear out some space. Dodge, dodge. We'll just keep on moving from one side to the other. We can move on the outside, but I'm not liking that. As you can see, they all converged on me. Alright, if we can dodge through this gent. Great. Now, extra arrows would definitely help us out here. Right? Lost a dodge charge. Okay. I'm gonna go with attack speed, since multi-shot isn't one of the options. Alright. Shoot my piercing arrow towards my escape route. Maybe we can just use it to clear out a bunch of enemies. Whoa! They survived it. That's not fair. Where are they finding all these giant people? And where are they finding all these bodies? Unless the bodies are, you know, materially created underneath the ground before they come up. Okay, and pierce. Great. Now I'm again seeing some slowdown. It's probably the game not being complete. Oh, death cure. Seems like we have succeeded. No, Mr. Death People, don't do it. No. Ritual concluded. We got Treasure Hunter, which is a new origin. Plus the medium armor. Chance to for rare items and rerolls. Order of Chess. Okay. Fortune. Gain permanent stat bonuses and exceptional rarity. And we unlocked the Desecrated Grounds. Well, everybody, this was a fun run. The first one was sad to see our very first loss ever. But I'm really enjoying where this game is going, and I see how the different elements are being layered on top of each other. It obviously has taken some inspiration from Halls of Torment, which, if you haven't played, I highly suggest you play. I also see some elements of Soul Survivors in there, but mostly this looks like it is a love letter programmed by a single gentleman who really likes this genre. So we're going to leave it here. Until next time, I implore everybody to be good geese and ganders and have fun goosing off out. That sounds bad. I need a better ending catchphrase. Bye!